Blessings, everyone. Beautiful winter solstice blessings. Where I am in the northern hemisphere of America, we're celebrating our first day of winter, our winter solstice, the darkest night of the year. But with that, also there's holiday festivities going on. I celebrate. I don't know if anyone else is celebrating. Whatever that you're doing this time of year, whether it's celebrating Yule, Hanukkah, solstice, it's just a wonderful time to be very quiet and still, moving within, and honoring the things that we have learned and that has brought joy throughout the year. It's kind of like a sentimental, reflective time. I have family that is flying in that I haven't seen in a while, and there's a lot of baking going on and celebrations. So for myself, it's a little bittersweet because I'm missing some loved ones that are in spirit, but at the same time, there's a lot of joy. And so the Fae have stepped forward and asked that I do an oracle reading of the Fae today, the fairies, because they help to celebrate that wonderful change of season. And although we think of the Fae during the summer and spring times when everything is being renewed and alive, they also, because they have that childlike wonder and innocence, they're very playful. Although mischievous, they're also very playful. They bring through that wonderful excitement, that child within during this time of year. So first, I would like to say thank you to Source for allowing me to be a medium of light. And I ask the fairies and the Fae, please step forward and help bring a wonderful message of joy. I'm grateful. My first shuffle is always in honor of Source. Second shuffle, honor Spirit. And the third shuffle, honors the soul. And then I just kind of move the cards around, and whichever one pulls up, sometimes Spirit will say, take this one. They're saying, grab this one. And so this one is, ask for help. Angels are celestial beings who protect everyone. And the fairies say now is the time for you to ask for angelic assistance. And this has actually been a very powerful theme I've seen for many as I'm interacting with people on social media. I've seen so many that have said that it's very difficult this time of year because they know that sometimes, especially during these festivities, there's that pressure that we have for gift giving. Some of us are cooking and there's celebrations and we're buying food and such. There's some people out there right now that maybe they're struggling financially. They are not able to even warm their homes. We see it's prevalent during this time of year that there are many people that are homeless or ill. Or we have those that are suffering in a very difficult place emotionally. Maybe they have loved ones that they're having a difficult time. It may be their first year without a loved one, family, friends. Or maybe they're struggling. I know myself during this time of year, very early on, when the days get much darker earlier, I tend to suffer from a little bit of disharmony because I love the warmth of the sun and I love being outside. And when it's very cold, sometimes that's a challenge. And so what the Fae are saying is that they work with the angels. It's okay to ask for help. Sometimes we get stuck in that space where we feel like we're on this journey. We've had our expanded awareness we need to get through it, suck it up. We can deal with this. We don't want to bother anyone with our difficulties. But what the Fae are reminding me of, to ask each other. Angels can be people too. They work through all of us as we extend our hand, our open hand and our open hearts to each other through these times when there's a challenge. Angels are an octave of light. They're a beautiful resonance. And so are we. And intention is everything. We don't have to be an angelic being to do the acts and express the love in an angelic way. That's inherent in us. It's what we are. But reaching out and asking for help when we're having a difficult time is giving the opportunity to others around us to show us that love. And maybe we're in a situation where we don't really have anyone, or we feel like who are we going to ask? Or maybe we have, and we feel like we've been closed off. But we have to know, during this time of year especially, that there are those in the higher dimensions that are standing with us to comfort us. And there are so many different ways. If we just open our awareness, maybe it's not going to solve our financial problems. Maybe, okay, the harsh reality is maybe it's not going to get the heat turned on financially for us. But if we can take a step into that space and ask the angels, please bring me some peace. Whether it comes in the form of a memory or a song, or maybe we're sitting with our blanket wrapped up around us trying to get through being cold at that point. And we hear the birds outside singing. Or maybe we have a pet that comes over and nudges us. Maybe it's a child that comes over laughing. I know that sounds cliche, and the Fae are saying their joy is coming through with this. But they're saying this is so very important. Because sometimes it's not about fixing the problem in the moment. We can't. But if we can just hang in long enough, get through the moments, the next day, somehow, some way, we know that we can work through this. Sometimes it's just about reaching out, going within, and finding something and reaching within that keeps us going until we can take another step forward, until we can think of a solution, until we can contact someone that we know will definitely listen to whatever is going on that we need that help with. In our density of Earth School, sometimes reaching out doesn't mean that we're going to have a solution. And this is what we have to let go of. Sometimes it's hard, it's horrible, it's gut-wrenching and life-altering, and we're in it, right in the middle of it. And there's nothing that's going to stop that. But what reaching out does is it makes us realize that it's worth tomorrow. And so the message is very, very strong from the angels and the Fae is, though I spoke of the celebrations at the beginning of the reading, personally, there are so many that are not in that space right now. And even something simple like a phone call or a text or an old-fashioned letter in the mail, whatever it takes, knocking on the door, smiling at them at the grocery store, whatever we can do in those moments. Don't underestimate that at this time of year, especially. Because sometimes it's not seeing the end of something. Sometimes we just can't in that moment. But it's a breath. It's a moment of hope. It's that feeling that you get like, I don't understand it, but somehow something's got to change. It's got to get better. It's that. And we can share that with each other. And sometimes all it takes is putting the ego aside with the I can do this, I'll get through this, I don't want to bother anyone, and allow someone into that space with you. Not expecting solutions, answers, advice. A company. Because we can do all of this here. We can get through tomorrow when we're not alone. It doesn't make us less spiritual. It doesn't make us less aware, and it doesn't lack in strength to make that phone call and ask. So just know that we don't walk alone. It could be the stranger on the bus. You never know where you're going to find an angel. And you're never going to know when you might be the angel. So stay open to that. Don't turn a blind eye. It's easy to drop a quarter in a can when a lady's ringing a bell and asking for help for the poor. But what about that kid on the street corner that's crying, that maybe he had a fight with his parents and he's not doing so well in that moment? Just saying, hey, you okay, buddy? And listen. It's up to us. Sometimes the powers that be can't intervene because we have lessons here. But we can. We hold that ability. We can help each other. All my love and many beautiful solstice blessings. Thank you.